Okay, I got my helium. I got my helium. Don't mess with me now. Don't play with me now. I got my helium. All right, let's go. Upgrade. Yep. Let's do it. Yep, come on. It's about bomber clot time. Greetings one and all, this is Rhythmworks and welcome to my channel with some more Destiny single player story mode action style. And as you can see, I have completely rinsed one of my controllers. I think Destiny is probably the one game that I can honestly say that I've rinsed out my controllers the most, to the point where I can't feel the vibration. That's how much I rinse out my controller. And that was the cue for me to change it. But obviously I just had to change it in order to make the transition from level 29 to level 30 at the 18th of December 2014. Now there might be some cocky people among you probably thinking, or not even saying it, but thinking it. Or those that might want to say aloud, he's a noob. I've got 3 level 30 characters already. Well, to that I say, yes, I fart on your argument. You know why? Because that argument is full of fucking methane. And if you can make methane, I can make methane as well with less effort. And the point being, just in case, is that it's not about getting there first. It's about getting there in the first place at all. It's all about being persistent, being consistent, and beating resistance. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Because nobody can play the game at the same time. Nobody can reach level freaking 32 within a couple of days or a week of the Dark Below expansion coming out. You know, you got to be highly dedicated to the game or getting paid to play computer games for 24 hours straight. I don't know. And I'm not making no judgment onto nobody that plays computer games for that amount of time. That's not me, that's not my style. You know, so many times I hear your mama's basement, your mama's basement, your mama's basement. That shit's getting old. I don't give a shit about that. If you like video games, play freaking video games, man. You know what I mean? It's all good. But don't begrudge me of my happiness because you've reached that level of happiness way early in the game's life. You know what I mean? That's my point. But yeah, this was my transition from level 29 to level 30. Yeah, my vibe on Destiny thus far, it's been pretty good. You know, I'm meeting up with some, you know, real good players and real sociable players as well. Like I said in previous videos, I do like the fact that there's no matchmaking on raids and stuff like that, because, you know, you have to form some kind of an alliance before you undertake those things. But even having said that, you know, I do know that the raids are the one breeding ground for many an argument amongst gamers. You know, so it works for some, it doesn't work for a lot of other people. And I think if you put matchmaking in the equation, it's going to make it even worse. So it's just something you really got to kind of, you know, be persistent with, looking for like-minded gamers. And I know there are websites and stuff like that, and gaming forums and gaming communities where you can basically, you know, go and look up members to play along with you, and that's fine, that's all well and good. But sometimes you just want to just jump on your PlayStation without going on the net. You know, I know a lot of friends that, you know, they go on their PlayStation, they get into their bout of gaming, and they got the laptop by them and what have you, to look up certain things about how to get to this, how to solve this mission. I can't do that. Personally speaking, I can't do that. If I'm on my PlayStation and I'm on my laptop is serving to record gameplay. That is it, nothing more, you know. Because I think I spend a lot of time on the net reading gaming material as well, you know, so I don't want to dilute my gaming time with that as well, you know, because when you check it, when you actually, you know, look at gaming sites and stuff like that, as well as gaming, it does take up a lot of time, you know, and your gaming does get diluted in the equation. And I just want to spend my gaming time gaming as best way and as much as I can for the time I have. But yeah, that's it. That's more or less me between level 29 and 30, as I've just said. But the subject matter, the main meat of the course I want to present to you right now is official and unofficial Game of the Year nominations. Now, bear with me. I think you know where this is going if you're ahead of me. But anyway, here goes. PlayStation Access, a very well-known gaming magazine program. Used to be on PS3. Used to love watching it on my PS3, but now it has its own YouTube channel. And they featured an item of the People's Choice for Game of the Year 2014. As you know, it is the season to be reflecting and looking back on what games rocked your boat, etc, etc, etc. Now, the top 3 in reverse order are as follows. Number 3, Far Cry 4. Number 2, The Last of Us Remastered. And number 1, Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, the question I'm going to ask, which I think quite a few of us already know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Should Grand Theft Auto and The Last of Us Remastered be warranted as having a nomination for contender for Game of the Year? And my simple answer is an unequivocal hell freaking no. I'm trying to be tempered in my discussion to this because after watching the video of the top 14 titles that PlayStation Access featured, there was a lot of debate about this thing. And to me, it is simple. It is simple. When you talk about Game of the Year, you're talking about Game of the Year of release, not Game of the Year of re-release. I do not care how many more pixels were put into the whole freaking game, how much more work was put onto the same game for it to make its transition from PS3 to PS4. That's not an issue. It's not an issue for me. In fact, it's an enhancement. That's what I see it as. But for it to be regarded as Game of the Year material, it's ludicrous to even think that. Because we are talking about Game of the Year of release, not re-release. You know, and within the comments that I've seen, you know, some people were basically saying, well, you know, it's a people's poll and it should be included because it's a people's poll and it's not a game industry official award event in its official capacity. But to that I say, I fart on that as well because of the simple fact that it more or less pushes out, those two games pushes out 2 other games that were released that year, brand new games, of having that title, of even being nominated for Game of the Year. It makes no sense to me whatsoever that 2 reissued games should even be nominated for a Game of the Year award a year after release. I'm sorry, it makes no sense. And any other argument anybody wants to bring to me in that regard, it will not make no sense in advance. I'm telling you that from now. Now, I'm a singer-songwriter musician, right? And I used to like study the Grammys and stuff like that just to see who won the Grammy in my particular genre of music. And one year, one of the sons of Bob Marley, Stephen Marley, released an album called Mind Control, and it won a Grammy. The following year, he released the same album, but acoustic. It was an acoustic version of the album. Guess what? It won a Grammy as well. I was fuming with that. You know why? Because even though you disguised it or you took out certain elements of the original release, it still counts as a fucking release of the same material. Because the song is the same in terms of chord progression, in terms of lyrical content. So why is it winning another Grammy for the following year, based upon it being a re-released piece of work? And that happened in its official capacity. To me, that is wrong. It is not right whatsoever. But from a gaming perspective, there should be no question. There should be no question in relation to a game that was released in 2013 having any chance of winning Game of the Year award in 2014. Come on now. The Last of Us Remastered won over 200. Won over 200 Game of the Year awards in 2013. Now, people can rise up and say, well, you know, it's my Game of the Year. That's fine. I understand that. I really do understand that. But from an official capacity, it doesn't work. From a personal, deeply personal perspective, I understand that as well. But from a general gaming perspective, it doesn't add up. It holds no water. It's full of methane. You know what I'm saying? That's my theory on it. And I think you find that it does hold some kind of weight and some kind of logic and some kind of common sense to it, you know? Why push out a game that has the potential of being Game of the Year because of two other games that we all like, having the chance of winning Game of the Year again a year after release? 2 years of it being in the gaming environment, the gaming universe as it were. So for me, with that particular poll, Far Cry 4 won that by default. Anyway, that's it for me for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for stopping by. And as usual, you know the coup. Whatever the game, console, media, format, happy gaming, because that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters. And until I catch you guys on the next one, Magan.